Man and woman singing from the top of your heart. Yeah, what the hell with the flare?
It looks amazing.
It is incredible. So freaking cool. That's really awesome. That's really epic. Oh, that is
Oh my
epic.
god, I've never
Absolutely.
been so intrigued in a song's lyrics in my life.
Me too.
Gala. Sick.
Gala, Gala.
It's like an iPad or something.
If I listen to the freaking crowd, it is an iPod.
I've never been that intrigued for a song's lyrics in my life. Bro.
Me neither. I think there is such a beauty to the absolute unkept way of singing.
That lip is like
It
freedom.
it's literally some of like, you know that in theater, in musical theater, we approach singing as like the maximum expression of an emotion.
Yeah.
Like it's so heightened that there's no other way to express that emotion than to break into song. In this particular case, taking away the whole principle of musical theater, it's exactly what it feels like. The song builds up to that chorus to such a heightened emotion that there's no better way to express its feeling than to liberatingly sing like you're shouting it from the top of your lungs. And as you can see, the people, the audience feels exactly the same euphoric energy. Also, what an incredibly magical place
Yeah, mate, that
to
place.
sing any song, really, because we saw it in the previous video with Omnipotent Youth Society, and how much that song shifted a generation and how it had so much impact. In this particular performance, we're seeing exactly the same reaction, but with a more euphoric energy. I'm really intrigued, though.
It's interesting as well how you can, for example, this is a good example on how you should utilize or how you should review different styles of music with different criteria.
Correct,
You can't
yes.
utilize the same criteria that you would use to judge a rock song, a pop song, or a rap song, or an alternative rock
No,
song, or
you
an
cannot.
experimental jazz song. You can't use the same, or classical music, symphonies.
The parameters are completely different, and the requirements for each genre and each singer are completely different. You cannot approach a rock song like this with the obsolete mentality of a classical operatic singing. It's not gonna fit.
So to some it is, like his style of singing, for example, Su Duo in that specific show, in the specific song, giving the nature of the lyrics and the nature of which we will find out shortly, and the nature of the theme, because you can kind of get a grasp of the theme without knowing the lyrics. You would think, oh, that's quite unrefined, it lacks to a certain extent vocal technique and stuff, and it's like, well, rock is so much more than vocal refinery. It's
Correct.
always been so much more than that,
Yes.
and it's because it encapsulates, as we have checked out here in China and other parts of the world, feelings of liberation, feelings of maximal exertions of emotions, as Baleska explained. But this is one of the best examples I've seen of you must review and judge music based on different criteria and the necessities and objectives that each genre is aiming to accomplish.
Ding,
Not,
ding, 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 ding.
not
Yes.
in a universal sort of criteria.
Well, music. I just think music is such a beautiful human expression. Why on earth would you confine it
Yep.
to restricted, limited views?
In music theory, obviously there's still musical theories that still apply to this. Like, for example, it's a song on 4x4, right?
Yes.
Very cool.
The chord progression
chords,
is very
the-
cyclical.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes, yes.
But
principles of music.
But what makes it valuable, it's its uniqueness. You want to always in music be unique, not uniform. The vocalist was Su Duo, the bassist was Shi Liang, the keyboardist was Su Yila,
He did a phenomenal job, I must say.
and the drummer who was carrying was Yu Sheng.
Okay.
Let's have a look at the lyric. Where on earth is the world full of the flowers? If it really existed, I must go. I would love to climb the highest mountain, no matter what the cliffs are. To live better and love deeply, no matter what it takes. I do right by myself rather than to seek others' satisfaction. I never choose to give up my dream, even in my darkest days. Maybe I am not the talent, but I have the purest dream. I will spend my whole life proving it. Maybe I am not the hand of the diligent, but I would keep exploring.
That
to
is phenomenal!
To stake my youth without regrets. What a message.
And that's why you sing it with your whole heart. That's why they stand
That's-
on each other's shoulders. And Oh, it is so euphoric.
That's why there was a sense of unity in that song, because it wasn't just liberation, but it was, we can do this.
There's a sense of unity, but there's a sense of euphoric adventure, and I love that word, euphoria, because it's the only way to really explore the extent of that joy that lyrics that this and the way it's been sung actually inject into the audience.
To run forward against the cold shoulders and the jeering crowds. If we didn't go through all kinds of hardships and difficulties, how can we feel this wonderful life?
It's true, how could we?
The destiny can't let us down on my